In Mutoko Province, Village 4 near Nharire Primary School used to fall asleep early. When the sun dropped behind the hills, doors closed, fires dimmed, and people stayed indoors. But after the man was killed, night stopped feeling like rest. Night became a test. The road that leads to the bus station cuts through the village like a scar. It passes a big old musasa tree, its trunk thick and scarred, its branches stretching over the road as if trying to block anyone from passing. That tree stands close to Watson and Chanaigwata's household. Close enough that you can smell cooking sadza from their yard during the day. Close enough that at night, whatever happens under that tree feels like it's happening inside their home. That tree had always been there, but after that night it felt awake. The man was killed brutally. No one denies that. They dragged him screaming through the dust. They beat him until his cries turned into wet, choking sounds. When he tried to crawl away, they pulled him back by the legs. Someone held him down. Someone else lifted a blade. By the time it was over, his head was gone. They buried what remained of him under the musasa tree before sunrise, hands shaking, fear already creeping into their hearts. They didn't tell his family. They didn't call the police. They didn't perform any rites. They just covered him with soil and walked away, pretending the earth would swallow the truth. But the soil stayed warm for days. The first night the ghost appeared, no one believed it. A woman returning late from a prayer meeting swore she saw a shape standing by the tree, a tall body, arms hanging loosely, no head, just an open neck, dark and uneven, like something torn away. She said it spoke to her, not screaming, not moaning, talking. A calm male voice came from nowhere and everywhere at once. "Do not pass, go back." She ran home barefoot, leaving her shoes behind on the road. By morning, the shoes were neatly placed under the tree, side by side as if someone had arranged them carefully. From that night on, the ghost appeared every night between 12 midnight and 3:00 a.m. Always the same. Always under the tree, always headless, and always talking. People who passed late said the voice knew things it shouldn't know. It called men by their names. It spoke of sins whispered in bedrooms. It reminded people of wrongs they thought no one saw. If you were clean of heart, it let you pass. If you were not. The killing started quietly. A man known for stealing from market women was found dead near the tree, his body twisted like a broken doll. His eyes were wide open, filled with a terror so deep people refused to look at his face for long. A known abuser disappeared after being seen walking toward the bus station drunk. The next morning, only his shoes were found, planted at the base of the tree, toes pointing toward Watson and Chanaigwata's home. The air around the tree changed. It smelled metallic, heavy, like old blood mixed with wet bark. Even during the day, birds avoided it. Goats refused to graze near it. Children walking to Nharire Primary School crossed to the other side of the road without being told. At night, the horror deepened. People heard footsteps on the road, slow and deliberate, stopping under the tree. Then the voice would rise, calm and steady. "Stand still. Look at what you have done. You remember me?" Sometimes there were screams. Sometimes there was only silence so thick it pressed against windows and made babies cry for no reason. Watson Gwata started finding footprints in his yard every morning. Bare feet, large, male, leading from the tree to his fence, then stopping suddenly as if the walker had vanished into thin air. Chennai began waking up at exactly midnight every night, heart racing, convinced someone was standing over her bed, watching her breathe. Their dogs stopped eating at night. They would whine softly between midnight and 3 a.m., eyes fixed on the tree, refusing to move no matter how much Watson called them. One night, Watson heard something drop onto his roof, heavy, wet. He waited until morning to climb up. There was nothing there, but the roof tiles were smeared with dark handprints, as if someone without a head had crawled across them. Women and children, however, were spared. A girl walking home late after studying was followed by men. She said the voice came from the tree and said only one sentence: "Touch her and you die." The men ran. One was found dead before sunrise, his neck bent backward at an impossible angle. Word spread. Fear turned into panic. Finally, the villagers could not take it anymore. A meeting was called. Everyone gathered under the hot sun, avoiding the shade of the musasa tree even during the day. The sabuku sat at the front, his face heavy, his voice trembling despite his authority. Elders spoke. Women cried. Men avoided each other's eyes. They spoke the truth out loud for the first time. They confessed what they had done. How the man was killed, how his head was taken, how his remains were buried like an animal. The Sabuku stood and said what everyone was thinking. This spirit is not evil. It is angry, and it is right to be. That night before midnight came, the villagers returned to the tree. Not with weapons, not with shouting, with lanterns, with cloth, with fear and respect. They dug. The soil was hard as if resisting. When they reached the remains, the air turned icy cold. Lantern flames flickered wildly. Someone began to cry uncontrollably. They gathered every piece of him they could find. Bones, torn clothes, soil soaked dark. When they finished, a wind rose suddenly, strong enough to bend the tree's branches. The voice came one last time, closer than ever before. You remembered. They took the remains to his family respectfully. Elders led the way. Prayers were said. Apologies were spoken aloud. Traditional rites were performed properly. His family cried not in fear but in release. That night, the village slept. No footsteps. No voice. No screams. The tree stood still. Even today, people say the road feels lighter, the air is quieter, but no one lingers under that tree after dark. Watson and Chennai Guada still lock their doors early. Children still avoid the road at night, because some endings leave scars, and some spirits leave not because they are weak, but because they are finally at peace. And everyone in Village 4 knows one thing for sure. If they ever forget respect again, the tree will remember.